Oh, I'm here.
Oh, let me get the sound back up. Adam, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here again.
Are you gonna do a homework?
Yeah, I got it pulled up right here.
Make them suffer, okay?
I'll try. I'll definitely try.
All right.
So, we started a discussion that kind of reached back to last term before the first class. So we've kind of covered this twice. So I hope you guys can give me a pretty, a coherent answer.
Mic up.
Does one thing belong to both obvious and hidden reality at the same time?
Depends on who's looking.
If there's two different people looking.
No, it could be to
Even
one
still.
person on
Yeah.
different day.
You need, there's one more point of clarification that kind of needs to be made.
Depends on when and who's looking.
There you go. There you go.
Adam's doing his homework.
So we can answer both yes and no to this question. It's kind of a trick question. Yes, because one object can belong to both obvious and hidden reality at the same time, and no, because one object cannot be both obvious and hidden at the same time for a single person. And there's kind of a good example to go along with that. But keep treading along here because I think it's pretty self-explanatory. List the three types of invalid arguments and give an example of each.
Ooh.
Madrup, Gelwa, and Manet.
Yeah, we need the full. Yeah, because I mean, there's also a secondary term that kind of goes along with each.
Take sound.
Right.
Take sound. It's unchanging because it's made. Was one of them? No, is that wrong?
Changing.
Yeah, that's go up.
But we all,
Yes,
yeah, and there you go. We kind of need, but so is it? Let's say, do you guys have that second term that goes along with it? Because I kind of worked the vocabulary into question two.
Adam's looking for the full name of these three bad reasons.
Yeah, we had it in Nick's class today.
Tarnong.
There you go. So the second was it Rob? I think Rob gave the example. So that'd be Gelway Tensik, or excuse me, it'd be Gelway Tensik, but they're the three types of invalid reasoning.
Yeah, Dr. Nung. Dr. Nung. Yeah. Okay, good.
So it'd be Gelway Tensik. Do you guys have the second?
Yeah.
I thought that was the second. I thought the first.
But it
one
is
was-
the second, but somebody supply like another one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Madrupe, Tensik.
There you go. Yeah, and do we have an example to go along with it?
Something. It means something that doesn't prove your argument.
Sound is changing because it's seen.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or because it's a pizza.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so what would be number three?
Manet Tensik.
Yeah, Manyepe Tensei. Yeah, good job. And the example?
Sound is
It takes, it's
Because-
changing.
perceived.
Yeah.
It is
There you go. Yeah. And
Okay, good. Good. Because you could perceive something which doesn't change. Right.
yeah.
All right, good. Nice, Adam.
Is there a relationship between the three types of invalid arguments and the three components of a correct syllogism?
Oh, that's the whole point. Yes. Tim says yes. Tim says yes, and he can prove it.
Yeah.
It's just a yes or no question.
Why? What is the relationship? Or what's the relationship that we kind of we decided upon in class? I think it's still a little murky.
The
I agree.
the audience here is saying that there's a connection between three wrong types of arguments, and the relationship has three components.
Well,
Yeah. I mean, you could say that. We didn't entirely link them.
No.
That's a three. I'm looking for something a little bit more, general.
Yeah. Okay.
at least
Oh, I
the Madribe Tensei sure does seem to correlate to the Chokcha.
Yeah, but and it doesn't necessarily. We can't correlate 1-to-1 each of the three,
Doesn't.
or we haven't yet.
Right.
Are you looking for something to do with their Gel on this?
Yeah. And it kind of it doesn't apply in a 1-to-1 kind of nature. It kind of it's all three. So here we'll just we'll go ahead and we'll spoil the fun here. So there is a relationship. There is a relationship between the three simply because the three components of a correct syllogism, because an invalid argument always breaks one or more of the three components.
Nice. Or the three relationships, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Nice homework. Now let's pick on you and your new translation.
Oh man. Yeah, you didn't assign anything, so I just kind of took the.
Whoa. Okay. Good luck.
I tried. I'm sure it's probably.
No, I think it's starting out pretty well. Thus, we can say it's not necessary that the two direct and deductive accurate perceptions be non-contradictory. No, this is not the perceptions, it's the objects of the perceptions. Mungyur and Kokyo. Okay? It's not Munsum, it's Mungyur and Kokyo. So the perceptions are contradictory, but the realities, easier reality to see, more difficult reality to see, those can overlap for different people. Okay, like blue, is it hidden or is it obvious?
It's obvious.
Yes.
Depends on who's looking. To a blind person, ask Seiji if he can see the difference between blue
I mean, if you're
and green.
asking me, like,
Yeah. Okay, good. So this Munkok here is not Munsum Tsema and Jepak Tsema. It's Mungyur and Kokgyur.
Yeah.
Obvious level of reality and the hidden.
Yeah.
Well, but Adam,
It's in the second line too.
Adam, I think did do that right because he's.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry.
He said because and he's got it in the right order. It's just the opposite of the
Okay.
grammar.
Same on 1J.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're absolutely right. To accurate depth. Yeah, you just got to change accurate to direct.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I think I just erased it.
Yeah, it was this moment.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Direct
Bad
and-
point. Accurate, direct, and deductive accurate. Perception.
Sorry.
Okay, good.
Yeah, there we go.
In other words, this red color can be obvious or hidden. To a blind person, it's hidden. To a person with sight, it's obvious, right? So the being obvious and being hidden are not contradictory with one object. It just depends on different people. But for a blind person to see this red, they have to use logic. Okay. Oh, Geshe-la's got a thing called cherry juice. Cherry juice, everybody says it's red. It must be a red liquid. Okay. So a blind person can use logic to say, Geshe-la, if Geshe-la says I have cherry juice in my hand, the blind person can use logic to say it's red. Okay, but the same person doesn't see the red using logic and direct perception at the same time. Those are contradictory, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
The person who has eyeballs doesn't have to use logic to see the red. The person who's blind cannot use their eyeballs to see the red. Okay, the perceptions are contradictory, but the levels of difficulty are not contradictory. Cool. All right. Okay. In general, in general, obvious objects which are apprehended by the mind and hidden. Good. With regards to a single accurate perception, it's not necessary that obviously be non-contradictory. Yeah, okay, good. I like that. It's correct. It's correct. It was correct in the first place. It's good. Yep.
Okay.
Let's go to the second sentence.
Didn't really know how to treat the te. So
Yeah, it's a miswritten for play. Okay.
even I saw your note and I still didn't really know.
Yeah, it's an abbreviation of the name Flawang Lo, Devendra Mati.
Oh, so that's
Okay,
a name, Huang Lo.
Yeah, it's a personal name. Oh my gosh. Okay, his
Isn't that
name
what
is
we're reading?
something like Devendra Budi, and Kedub J said Dev. Okay,
Okay.
Dev. Kedub J said Dev, and then the carver changed the spelling. All right, this is stuff I have to deal with. Okay, ask my wife. I spent all day here turning my hair out. So what it says is Devendra Budi, I believe, said, which is play by Dev. Okay, and then they miscarved it and they changed it to through this viewpoint. Okay, all right, and that's the kind of stuff. It takes many years to sense a mistake like that. Okay, Clay said, Devendra Budi, I think, Buddhi, I think, I believe. We'll have to look it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is very. Let me see. Defining as obvious, hidden reality depend upon perception. There's one crucial syllable here that you have to catch to translate this correctly.
Mhm.
And that's topapo, the po, topapo.
Okay. And how does that change the perception?
Now it's the perceiver.
The perceiver. Okay.
Yeah. Perceiver. And it only refers to the present moment. Tatar kinnika. Okay. Duration of present moment, you can say, or the
Context.
you could say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now in plain English, Adam, and it's a difficult question. What did Devendra Budi say? These things are contradictory to a single person at a single time.
In a single, and like in the duration of in the present moment, in a single moment.
So, what he's trying to say is to a single person in a single moment, it is contradictory for the red to be difficult to see and easy to see. It's only to different people that we can say they don't contradict each other, to a blind person and to a person with sight. But what if the person with sight goes blind tonight? Yeah, then you can say to the same person, it's both hidden and obvious. But what about the same moment? No, if you say today or this moment, and you say, look, he might go blind tonight, I don't know. So really, when you're talking about these distinctions, is this both hidden and obvious? Yes, it's hidden to a blind person. It's obvious to a person with eyes. Okay, just one person with eyes, is it contradictory? to be hidden and obvious at the same time? Oh, sorry. Oops. Can it be hidden and obvious to one person?
Yes.
Yeah, if you go blind tonight, if you don't say at one time. But what if you say with one person at 12 o'clock and 10 seconds? Yeah, it's contradictory. It cannot be hidden and obvious at the same time. What if you don't say to one person and you say one time?
Just
At
fine.
one time, can this be hidden and obvious?
Yeah.
Yeah, two different guys. How about with one guy with two different times? Yeah, it can be hidden and obvious if he goes blind tonight. Got it? And that's what Devendra Budi is talking about. Okay. All right. Be nice to go find that one. I forget my note there. I think it's wrong. Okay, data minna. Okay, let me see your translation. Data, if we're not this way, tama po.
The viewer.
Yeah.
Yeah, the viewer and the appearance of the object. Okay, and then there's the dualizer talk. Okay.
That's a dualizer. Okay.
Yeah, it's emphasizing the viewer and the appearance, right? It's emphasizing that there's two elements here. Yeah, good. If the viewer were to change, and if the appearance were to change, then the question of whether one is obvious and one is hidden would also change. Okay, it would change. Okay, if you change viewers from person with eyes to a blind person, or if you change the thing that's appearing from red color to blue color, then we might have different conclusions about whether it's hidden or obvious. Okay, that's all. Nice. All of this logic is for the purpose of
developing an understanding of
winning fights with your wife in the kitchen. Everybody knows that, right, Peter? Okay. Nice job. Tough stuff. Nice job. Okay. Let's go back to the text. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. And just to remind you guys what the discussion is, it's extremely deep. Here's the discussion. If we say this is easy to see, does that mean it's not difficult to see? No. Why? Depends on who's looking. Okay. But what about the seeing? For the person who has eyes, it's direct seeing. For the person who's blind, it's deduction, but they can also see the red through deduction. Okay. Are those two modes of perception contradictory or not? The two objects are not contradictory. It can be hidden and it can be obvious at the same moment. The red color can be hidden and obvious at the same moment. Why are we talking about all this stuff? Because we're dealing about how to help people get out of suffering. Because what's obvious to one person will be completely hidden to another person, that the stuff around them is coming from them. To some people, it's totally obvious and makes sense. To other people, they're like, I don't get it. So the same reality is hidden to some people and obvious to other people. How do we help the hidden people get to the obvious people? Yeah, that's the question. So it's an important question. Okay, so is it contradictory for this to be hidden and obvious at the same time? No, it depends on who's looking. But for one person, is holding it directly or holding it through deduction contradictory at the same moment? Yeah, it is. You can't be closing your eyes and figuring it out at the same time that you're staring at it. Okay, either one or the other. So the two perceptions are contradictory, but the two levels of reality are not contradictory. And so you've got you've got levels of reality, and you've got modes of perception. Okay. These are not contradictory. They don't exclude each other, and these do exclude each other. And then he said, it's just like logical statements. I'm like, what? And he said, well, logical statements are the same. They have their three components, three relationships that have to hold. And there's three kinds of incorrect logical statements. And there's the same kind of situation where these three are contradictory and these three are not contradictory. It's also obvious. Okay, and he's just doing an excuse to teach us how to think logically and when do we make mistakes in our logic. How to detect a mistake in your own logic, okay? Which is the hardest thing in the universe, to detect when you're being illogical, especially in a tense situation or something, okay? All right. And here's the notes that we needed to understand this section. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Woo! Keep going. Yeah.
14 and a half pages of notes to understand what I just taught you. Okay, somebody has to sit at home and ignore their wife for 14 and a half pages to understand what I just told you. Okay, seriously, it takes that much work. And those are several different commentaries. Okay, let's quit praising Geshe-la and go straight to the text. Adam, please read. And who's going to check you?
282, Geshe-la.
Say again?
We did 79.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
81, yeah.
apologize. You're right. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, this is really hard. Please read. And Hasso, are you there? He fell asleep.
He's translating.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that you, Paul?
Let's see.
Is it Paul?
Yes.
Shantima? Shantima?
Yes, I am.
Okay, you want to check Adam?
Sure.
Okay, here we go. Go slow, Adam. Go slow and make a few mistakes.
Konnichiwa, yino, she sumbe, dunni, ngunsum, tang, koktu, kurpe, sinni, sosor, ngepar, shepat, teyang, topapo, tang, tandar, ki nekap la tene, sosor, ngepar sheba yingi, te la,
Yay.
matapar chi rigne ngun kok sosor ngepar sheba mayinte, chi rigne ngun kyur kyang kok tu kyur, kok kyur kyang ngun tu kyur we, sinni chowa, te mingawa yino shepe tunto.
Okay, this is really, really difficult. So we've been saying all along that the red color of the cherry juice, and it's not wine, okay, it's cherry juice, could be hidden and obvious. It just depends on who's looking. And it also depends on when they're looking, in case the person's eyesight changes before tomorrow. Okay. Now, there's a traditional statement here that things would get messy. Seni chulwa. Say it, Seni? Chulwa. Yeah, things would get messy. Seni means definitions. Chulwa means jumbled up. Okay, so there's a traditional expression used to describe the obviousness and the hiddenness, where they say things would get messy. Okay, things would get messy. And now Kedubje says, maybe you heard this thing, things would get messy about this question. Let me explain it to you, okay? And it's not easy, all right? Here we go. Sungbe Dunni means, I'll tell you what it means when they say that, okay? Sungbe Dun, fourth line, and at the end, okay? I'll tell you what it means when people talk about that, okay? You've got the quality of things being obvious. When some sema, it's mundu gyurwa, okay? It's not direct perception, it's directly perceivable thing from the object side, okay? Obvious, we can say obvious. You got obvious things and you got kokir things. What's that? Yeah, things that are hard to see. For example, karma. It's not obvious, okay? You need someone to tell you about it. So we got direct things and we got hidden things. Seni soso ngepa shepa. And when we describe them, it's totally different, okay? Mungir things, obvious things, you can see with your senses. Kokir things, you need to sit down, close your eyes, and think about it, okay? Big difference, all right?
Discern one by one or think about like individually or?
Yeah, their description here for Tseni, okay? The description of what it means to be obvious and the description of what it means to be hidden, these are discrete, they're separate from each other. Soso ngepa, okay? Mm-hmm. They can be described, shepa, separately. Is it obvious? Yeah, obvious means you don't have to use logic. Is it hidden? Yeah, hidden means you have to close your eyes and think about it, okay? All right, so generally these, even though they can apply to the same objects, they are totally different things. To be obvious and to be hidden is totally different things, but they can stick on the same object. It just depends on who's looking, okay, got it? Shepa yang, topa po tan tata ki nega $100, anybody.
It's the perceiver and within the context, or they depend upon the context of the present moment and the perceiver. Yeah.
Okay, Adam, I'm not giving you $100 because that was a $300 answer to a $100 question.
Wow.
It was perfect. Okay, yeah. So $300 to the Ava College Fund collected from you know who. Hey, Adam, you know who went on a 1-month retreat last month, Venerable Ellie. And I haven't been inside a bank for 10 years. And I don't know where my bank account is. And I was walking around to banks and asking, do I have a bank account here? And then I said, yeah, you have a bank account here. Can I get money out? Do you have a card? No. Do you know the account number? No. Why am I talking about that? Ellie.
It was hidden.
Obvious.
He knows how to get money out of my account. No, but there was some other reason I referred to you. Okay. Oh, she's the person who does know the account number. Okay, Adam, that's what I'm trying to say. She's the one who pays out the money. Okay, so the new system is I don't look for you, you look for her. Okay. So if you don't remind her and Ava doesn't go to college, it's not my fault. Okay. Ballet dancing queen. She did a ballet. How old is she? 2?
3. She just turned 3 in March. Yeah.
Just did a ballet performance in front of like a big crowd of people. All right. Yeah. So this whole difference between obvious and hidden depends on depends on 2 things. What are they? Topapo and neka, tata. We have to be talking about the same person and we have to be talking about the same time. Okay, good. You can only appreciate these arguments if you appreciate that we have to be talking about a single person at a single time. Okay, Shepa Yinki, de la matupa. But if you don't talk about who's looking and when they're looking, okay, got it? De la matupa, chirigne, if you say just any time, chirigne, and just anybody, nungkok sasang nepa shepa, mayen. Then you couldn't specify whether it's obvious or hidden. Okay? If you say any old time, any old person, then obvious would become hidden and hidden would become obvious. Okay? Okay, got it? And then things would get
Messy.
finished. Okay? That's the Teni chowa te. You know, stuff would get messy. Mingawa means it wouldn't be separate. What? Obvious, hidden, hidden, obvious. Okay, things would get messy. Got it? That's a whole presentation of things would get messy if you specify the time and the person. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, keep going, Adam.
Detar chena dendro she de shakye le.
Yeah. So in his commentary, Shakya Lo, which is, I don't know, Shakya Mati or something, Shakya Buddhi, I don't know. We'll have to look it up in Chandra. Okay. Can you do that word or somebody? Shakya Lo means Shakya Mati or Shakya Buddhi. I don't know. Okay. He's a commentator. All right. Keep going at him. And Sugang wants to check you. He's got this. Oh, he's frozen. Sugang's
Oh,
It's Budi, Shakya Budi.
pizza, and he put a picture on his. That's look. Oh, there you go. He's there. Okay, you're checking, Sugang. Pleasure.
Cho war nang wa yin de. Ngun sum yang kok tu gyur wei cheer tang. Kok tu gyur pa yang shindu ngun sum ni du gyur wei cheer. Che shepa tang yang let bar trick ho.
Yeah, good. So he says, therefore, if you really want to appreciate this topic, go to the ancient commentary by. Did anybody look up Shakya Lo yet?
That's Shakya Budi.
Shakya Buddhi. Okay. Shakya Buddhi said, the appearance of things would get messy.
messy.
The ngunsums would become kokyu. The obvious would become hidden. And the kokyus would become ngunsum.
And,
Okay. Che shepadan yang lepardigo. Nice job, Shakya Buddhi. Okay. Who's talking?
Ijibje.
Yeah, Kedub J. I think he was hanging around Geltsa J too much. And he said, oh, good job, Shakya Buddhi, who wrote one of the most famous commentaries in the last 2,000 years. You're okay. You're pretty good. Okay, that's what Myron say. Okay, keep going. Adam, here we go. Oh, Sugeng's still checking.
Hena slide drop out they dun ngun kok galway chup che to talk pap ho chick la topa yimbe cheer. Che par sunne lope tanye mapel chick.
Okay, good. Therefore, when you're trying to explain the commentary of Hla, Devendra Buddhi, I think it is, Hla Lo, okay, Devendra Buddhi, another commentator. When you're trying to explain his commentary, Ngunko Gyawe Dubje tu Topapo Chikla Tupa Yimbe Che. When we're trying to prove that obvious and hidden reality are contradictory. Okay, do you know Hackles rise? Hair goes up, man. What do you say? I say, when this famous Indian thinker is trying to prove that obvious reality and hidden reality are mutually contradictory, exclusive, cannot apply to the same object. Okay, topa po chigla topa imbeche. And then you say relative to a single person. Okay, you add that to his words. I'll say it again. He said red, the obvious red and the hidden red are contradictory relative to the same person. Okay, how do you feel about that? It only makes sense if you say at the same time, but he did not. Okay, so I'll ask you again. Is the red obvious and hidden relative to the same person? Can we say it contradicts it? No, it could be different days. They could be blind tomorrow, they could have eyes today. If you don't say at the same time, there's no use to say relative to the same person. Because it could be next year. It could be he's 95, he's in the nursing home, he can't see anything. Okay, you gotta say, okay, you have to say at the same time. You can't just say the same person. You can't just say that, okay? And if you think that's what he's saying, Lope Tanye Ma Belchik, please don't advertise your crap. Okay? These guys are hot, right?
Yeah.
Who's talking? Caleb J. And he's saying, if you're going to explain this Indian that way, please don't spread this crap around, okay? He really does say that. I'm not being a bad boy, okay? Lope Tanye Ma Bel.
Don't spread it.
This bell means increase, yeah. Please don't spread this stupid idea, please. Okay, Lope Tanye means idiotic statement. Okay, please don't go saying this everywhere, okay? You're gonna embarrass everybody.
But he doesn't say please, right? He says chick.
Yeah, he doesn't say please, he says, dang it, don't do that. By the way, here's the commentary, and here's the section. Grandpa found it for you, okay? It's probably from around 1400 years ago or something, okay? And here's the section, okay? And people misunderstood it. They forgot to add at the same time, okay? All right. And then they start to spread it. Got it? Yeah. And here's a couple other commentaries. If you have time, you can read those. All right. How are we doing on time, you guys? We still got time.
Yeah, we have like 10, 15 more minutes.
Okay. So, gang, can you keep causing him suffering?
Pleasure.
Good.
Dani di chepar jate ke lo cure kitsini du chepak seme mus to par chawa shemana dini mitete shalja de kola ko curina ko de mus to par yawe chir nam nyam tu tokna tela kowo shepar jan yi yin chik.
Okay, good. Yeah, you didn't read the haha. I said haha in the car. My wife asked me, what are you laughing about? I said, it's this line here, okay? Dani di chepa chate means, let's look into this, okay? Dani means now. Is that a joke? No. Kadip J starts his next sentence with, well, now. Okay. Anyway, that's not the haha. There's another haha. But it is funny, okay? He just explained that the guy missed the point that it had to be now. And in the next, he says, well, now.
Let's examine it.
All right. It is so funny. Okay, Danny, Chepacha. Let's check out something else. let's look into something else, okay?
Mhm.
Chepacha. Now, can you give me a definition of what it means to be hidden? Okay, kokir kitseni sho. Give me a definition of what it means to be hidden, okay? And somebody else says, it's that thing which you can only perceive directly with logic. It's that thing you can only perceive directly with logic is the definition of hidden. The hidden is extremely important topic in Buddhism because most important spiritual truths are hidden. You cannot see them with your eyes. You cannot hear them with your ears. You have to think them out, okay? So he says, Kyuki kokyu kitseni to jipak tsemi musu topaja. I got a definition I think you'll enjoy. Hidden means anything that to see it directly, you have to use logic. How's that? I mean, it feels pretty comfortable to me, personally.
Why does he have to use the word directly?
Yeah.
It's probably there's the problem. I don't know. All right. Dini mite. What's that mean, you guys?
This ain't correct.
Adam.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's not right. That's not right. Why? Shelja de kola kokyo yina. If a certain object of perception is hidden to somebody, kola, okay, kola, to such and such a person, okay? If an object is hidden to such and such a person, it would be contradictory to say that they could perceive it musu, Nick.
Directly, yeah.
Yeah, so Nick was uncomfortable with the directly, and so is Kiruje. He says, everything sounds okay. If it's deep, you're going to have to think it out. You're going to have to close your eyes and think it out. But why did you say directly? Why'd you add directly? Okay, got it? Dokna. Okay, Dokna means if you're Nick and you're having a dopa about this, $10.
Suspicion.
Yeah, $10 for the Amelie Scholarship Fund. Someone's using my
that's Seiji.
password. Okay, good. All right, Topa Gawichir Nyam Dogna. Seiji 391-626. 391-626. 391-626. Okay. Topa Gawichir. Dogna. Yeah, Dogna means maybe you have a little suspicion. Maybe you're a little uncomfortable like Nick was with the word directly, okay? Dela, if you're that person, I'll explain it.
Yeah.
And then he says, Nyunchik,
Listen up.
listen up. It's so funny. You got this problem? You wondering why the direct? Well, I can tell you why. Just goddamn listen. Okay, Nyunchik means listen. All right. It's a very, what do you call it? Forceful. It's not like, please lend me your ear or something. Listen up. Okay, here we go, Adam. So gang isn't hassling you enough. Rob Haggerty, give him some hassle. Adam, give him something to complain about.
Yeah, I'll try. Yo ngun kyor ki tsogi tokpad tang yo kok kyor ki tso ki tokpad ni gawa.
Guessing that was the hint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The prenasal there.
Would it be Ngel? It'd be like Ngel?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Good catch, man. Yingi yo kokir yimbadhang yo te ngus topan mingelte.
Yeah, good. This is a very beautiful statement. Okay. Yo ngongi kitsuki topa. Now, nyunchik, what's that mean?
Listen up.
Listen up.
Listen up, okay? It is contradiction. It is a contradiction to say that you have perceived an object with your direct senses, and that you have also perceived it through some indirect means. Logic, okay? To use the means required for direct perception and to use the means required for indirect perception, that's Gelo. That's contradiction. You can't close your eyes and think something out and at the same time open your eyes and see it directly. You can't, not at the same time. But it's now, here's the but, okay? It's nice. Ki means but, right? But you'll gokir yimba for the object to be gokir, Adam.
For the object to be hidden.
To be hidden and to say you have musu topa that object.
You've realized it directly.
It's
Those are not contradictory.
Not a contradiction. Think about that.
Yeah.
Normally, if it's hidden, you'd have to think it out. But he says that's makya, not necessarily. You could see it directly, even though it's hidden to you. I hope we get an example. Here.
Yeah.
Okay.
More.
Okay.
Which isn't good.
Yeah, we're hoping for more explanation. Geshe-la's opening run out of time before I have to figure it out. No, I get it. Here we go. Stanley, check this guy.
Yes, sir.
He's also- okay.
J Park Seme Rangishel Ja Te Nguso Matok Na Shukla Tokpa Shukla Tok Gopa Yinte Seme Yo Tok So Lang Tok Shuk Tok Kan Yang Minpe Tok So Sum Tok So Sumpa Mepe Chiro.
Okay, and then he says, you need some other information here before we can talk about this. In other words, is it possible to see a hidden object directly without logic? Okay, is it possible to see a hidden thing directly without logic? Okay, and he says, let me give you some background. Okay, ditar means, let me give you some background. Jepak sema, when you're talking about thinking things out, okay, when you're talking about thinking things out, if the process of thinking things out cannot see something directly, if the process of thinking things out cannot see something directly, then it will have to be seeing it indirectly. That's called shukla.
Shuk.
Okay, so yeah, shuk means by the power, but in logic it means by inference. Okay. What's behind my back in my hand? You didn't hear the thing fall down, and you are perceiving the chopsticks by shukla. We call it shukla, but you are not perceiving them directly. Okay, so if you're using deduction and you don't see a thing directly with that deduction, you must be seeing it indirectly, okay, through inference, okay. Shukla tokgopa must be. Seme yu toksula, when we discuss how an accurate perception sees the world, there's only two choices. Either it's musu or shugla. It's either direct or indirect by inference, okay? Okay, Adam, $100. Toksu sumba me.
The Tsilsumba.
Nope.
There's no third option.
Yeah, good. Okay. Cancel the bet. There's no third way of seeing things. Either it's direct or it's inference. There's no third way. Okay. Yeah.
Mind of a Buddha.
I'd say it's direct. Everything's direct to a Buddha. Okay.
But the mind of a Buddha can do exactly what we're talking about.
That's a big question. Let's not go there.
Okay.
They're pretty much glued into
Because it seems
direct.
like that's what he's talking about.
Let's see. Okay, Adam, I'm gonna push it down a bit. Okay, please read. We got 2 minutes. We can do it.
Jepak teme rangishel ja shuk tok yimbang mite he. Rangishel ja mayimbe shel ja kashik musu shelwe toki rangishel ja tok payimbar telwe chiro.
Yeah, now this is sexy, okay? Jepak tema, when you use logic to see something, okay? When you close your eyes and you think something out, which is called jepak tema, okay? It would be incorrect, mite, to say that that deduction is seeing the object indirectly.
Oh.
When you use logic to see the chopsticks in my hand right now, you are perceiving them directly. It is not indirectly. Okay, that's what Kedubje claims. Okay, I'll say it again. When you use logic to see the chopsticks, it's still direct. Okay, it's still direct. It's not indirect. And I'll tell you why. Okay, he better tell us why, right? He says, when we say indirectly, it means that your mind has to go and examine other objects to get to this object. When we say indirectly, what it means is your mind has to go to other things and then circle back to this object. And it doesn't do that. It sees it directly. It's not leaving the room and going to look at the car and look at the parking lot and look at Sedona and then come back and circle back to this. That's what indirectly means. And it doesn't do that. It goes direct to the chopsticks. Okay? In an indirect way. It goes, and that's okay. It goes direct to the chopsticks in an indirect way. Okay? How's that?
Not great.
Is this why he used shoot here?
Yeah, by the way, Tim has a very interesting objection, but we ran out of time. I'm so sorry.
No.
Okay, but I have to finish the wording here. Okay. Jepak tema, deductive perception. Rangi Shelja, its object of perception. Shuktok Yimpa ang mite. It would be incorrect to say it used indirect means. Okay, why? Rangi Shelja Mayimbe Shelja. It doesn't, Gashik Musu Shel, it doesn't have to go consider a bunch of things that are not the thing it's considering to consider the thing it's considering. It doesn't have to go consider a lot of other things that it's not considering to see the object it is considering, because that's what indirect means. Topki shelja topayimba tawecha. If it was indirect, it would have to go to other objects, which it's not thinking about, to see what it was thinking about. How's that?
Not great. Uncomfortable.
I propose we come back to it in the next class. Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes the strategy is to wait. Okay, and it festers in your mind. Okay, it festers in your mind. So
if there are only two types of perception, and JPOC doesn't engage with things indirectly, then I guess direct perception engages with things indirectly.
You lost me halfway through that.
There's only two types of perception, JPOC and Munsum, right?
Okay.
And JPOC doesn't engage with things indirectly. Then I guess indirect perception must refer to Munsum.
Or else there is no indirect perception.
Right.
Yeah. But I'll tell you where it's going, okay? And listen, it's not foolish and it's not BS. If I'm a blind person and you tell me if a person of authority, right? It means a person who cannot lie. Semekibu. If they say, listen, blind man, I have a glass of cherry juice in my hand, and cherry juice is always red. So what's in my hand? And when through logical means or through authority of a person they trust, this person's mind makes contact with the red, is there anything indirect about that contact? It's direct. And that's the point here. That's the point here. When you touch an object, which is hidden with your mind, even though you went there through logic, that touching is direct. How's that? Okay. Is that more comfortable? It feels direct, right?
When you use the word.
At the last moment, just when you hit it, you're the blind man and you hit the red with your mind. It feels direct, right? It feels like dung. That's the point. I think that's the point here.
Touch, the word touch.
You could say touch.
Cognize.
Yeah, touch.
Same thing, cognize and touch.
That's a long story, but
It seems they're the same. So.
but it feels direct. It
And
feels like you went there through logic.
Can
When
the
you
mind-
hit it, you hit it.
Can the mind touch an object indirectly?
No.
No.
According to this way of describing it, no.
Not in the manner I'm describing it. Yeah, that's true.
We need a new definition for a way of perceiving.
What's indirect? Yeah.
All,
All right, we
okay,
gotta wrap it up, guys. I gotta go home.
okay. Thank you guys.
Is it
Thank you.
My pleasure, and thank you, Adam.
Thank you, Adam.
You did homework, and you did a good class. That was a good class. Thank you. Yay. See you guys tomorrow morning.
Thanks, Geshe. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Say hi to my
Thank you,
granddaughter.
Yeah, well. Freedom
Hey,
Jumbo,
by the
everyone.
way, Adam,
Yes, sir.
if you want to call Word and explain to him all the secrets of parenting, it's probably time. Okay,
I'll figure him
I'm
out.
not qualified. I'm not qualified. Okay, bye. Love you. Bye.
Love
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Good night. Thank you.